This basically shows how the reed valves work. Now, you got to remember this is from 1972, but it's the same thing. The way it works is, if you picture the cage right here compared to the pictures, which are right here, if the reeds were connected, what it shows is when the engine downstream needs fuel, it sucks fuel and gas through here, and that lifts the reed right there. Okay? Now, on the downstroke, or the compression stroke, I believe, of the engine, when it fires downwards, the back pressure closes the valve and closes the system. Now, if you can understand this, this is why we need a good reed valve and a good reed valve block. This is, in this book, Two-Stroke Tuners, it shows the same thing, a little different angle. This picture right here is the side view of your standard opening right here, which you can see the little holes are right here, which are right here. Your two openings are right here, and your tip of your reed valve is right there. This shows you how to take your stock reed valve opening right here, which is right here, and to increase the opening, therefore increasing the volume of fuel that the motor can put through it or breathe easier. Now, it's only a very little bit, and the way I can show you is that this is a stock, no, this isn't a stock one, but I have two reed valves, and I gotta sit down here. One of them I played with. Let's see if I can show you here. Pictures with 1,000 words. This reed valve cage on the right is stock, and if you look at the three little holes down here compared to the three little holes over here, you will notice that I've made this bigger. This is all rounded out better, or as in the picture, this part right here has been rounded out close to the bolt holes right here. And this one right here is stock, and of course I was experimenting, and that did work pretty good until I made one small error, and I don't want to talk about my errors because I want to talk about all my successes, because I'm not too happy about what I did. Alright, now let's talk about who, what, why, where, when, and how, and why. I'll put these two books right here. These are two books that you need if you're a young person, you really want to study how a two-stroke works. If you want to build one of these engines, you can't just go out and buy a bunch of neat hop-up parts and go, okay, well, I'm going to add this and it'll do this. I'm going to add the pipe. I'm going to add a bigger carb. I'm going to add chrome paint. I'm going to add not a single muffler bearing, but dual chromed balance muffler bearings, and it'll go faster. As you young people out there and students, you need to understand why the engine works the way it does. It was all designed with math. Now, this Honda 50 motor, in its original form, is a brilliant design, but it took millions of dollars for Honda to develop a motor with a little tiny piston in it, which is a lot smaller than this piston, in order to go 20, 30, 40,000 miles on one piston, one crankshaft, one cylinder, and still be reliable. And still be reliable in Oregon, or the swamps of Florida, or the freezing cold of Reykjavik, Iceland, or the balmy surfing shores of Finland. I like Finland. Or Sweden. And all this has been done by trial and error. Everything. from the metals used to the designs to the kind of rubber that's used. All these engines have to go through heat, cold, everything. And that's why these books come in good if you want to study how the engine works. I love it because I'm a student of it. People go, well, why don't you just get a bigger motorcycle? Yes, I could. And I will. I want to get a 600 one day. But for now, my little hobby is to see how fast I can get the moped. All right, now, let's get back to the reeds here.